There's a saying I say is, every girl's a slut except my mother and my sister.
What do you think about a PI came on and he said that he would guess oh my God, I can't remember the number off the top of my head. He thinks that it was roughly 40% of women under 30 that are not fat have done some sort of sex work. If you include things like sugar dating, occasionally having sex for rent, OnlyFans, selling nudes on Instagram. Okay. Do you think that is accurate, or do you think he's kind of overblowing it?
I think it's overblowing it.
Okay.
The thing with these studies that I'll say.
Well, he didn't have a study. It was just
a thing.
Like, because his job was to vet girls to marry them.
Okay, yeah.
So like, it's like if you had a girl you wanted to marry, you bring him to him and he says.
So what I would say is that trends move fast and societal norms move fast as well. Mm-hmm. Right? Whereas it wasn't accepted 5-10 years ago to post a nude online, right? Everybody freaked out about nudes. Now they're selling it for $3, right?
Do you know what's crazy too? I was just at like a UFC gym doing some interviews there, and they were telling me, like, I was asking the guys, would you date a girl with like an OnlyFans, like if she had one before? And I couldn't believe how many of the guys said they would. And I'm like, don't you guys have like other choices?
You also got to realize that.
And I'm like, it could just be entertainment. Because I know in entertainment it's like a little different, but I'm like, really?
You got to realize though. You got to realize guys who fight, they're not the most normal guys.
They're not. No, they're totally not. But I just kind of was thinking, I'm like, you guys have the ring girls throwing. I'm like, I'm not dumb. Like, you guys have. Why would you? Yeah. They're like, as long as she deleted it. I was like, what? She's not. I just couldn't believe it. Like, it's gotten normalized so fast that like. They're like, as long as she didn't have like actual sex on camera. So I'm like, Jesus Christ.
They're okay with it. And so that's
what I'm saying. I don't think okay, right? But like they would accept if you're, they would accept it.
It's just becoming a norm.
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean, where it's like, if he's vetting these girls, I think it's moving so fast and technology moves so fast, right? The innovation levels and that. And I think societal norms go with it, right? The good and the bad. And so what you see is these things becoming more common. And because they're more common, what guys end up feeling like is like, if I don't accept it, I'm not going to get anyone. So I should come to terms with it.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
And do you think there's some truth to that?
I think there's some truth to it, right? You look at back in the day. What was back in the day? Well, I don't want my girl to work a corporate job. She should be a stay-at-home mom. But societal norms catch up. It's like, oh, maybe it's okay for her to work, right? And so that's what we're seeing, but it's getting worse. And I think as guys, I do think it's their job to put a stop to be like, no, I'm not okay with that.
Yeah.
I need to stop feeding that machine. Mm. And I think it comes down to the simps. And I think they're the problem. I think you made a video about it. Yeah, they are the problem.
So wait, what do guys request the most in terms of like the types of girls they want?
They just want a good girl with decent head on their shoulders. As far as like body count, all that type of stuff, they want single digit body count.
Yeah.
They're like, and not just single digit body count.
But they can't, how would you even verify that?
So you can, but before I go into that, they want single digit body count, and they want the single digits to come from long-term relationships.
Yeah.
Not just a hookup.
Yeah.
And it's really bad because girls don't count the hookups. Oh, they only count the guys that they dated, that they slept with.
They don't count like anal either. The Christian girls.
Utah. Utah, they don't count it. Yeah. So going back to your question is like, how do you verify that? And I think this is where guys go wrong is if you make her feel judged in any way, shape, or form, she's not going to be her true self.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to come in, and even though it bugs you, you got to learn to have a poker face.
I had a show called Men's, like, what's the craziest thing a girl said to you, and you keep a poker face. Yeah. It was a call-in show.
Yeah. And so that's what happens is they have to learn to keep that poker face so they could learn the truth about the girl.
Yeah.
And that happens just when you're trying to learn the truth about anything. Mm-hmm. Right? The CIA probably does this when they're trying to learn the truth about other, nations or whatever, and spies. I think when you make her feel comfortable and like you're not judgmental and open-minded, she will tell you a lot more than you don't want to
hear. But women are smart. Like, you know what I mean? Well,
yeah, but you know what? They are smart. But what I will say is most guys cannot keep that poker face. So when they do find the guy that keeps it, it's like, oh, I finally can talk about it with a guy. And then that's true. They get excited about it.
Yeah.
Right? But that's why it's so rare for a guy to be not judgmental and keep a poker face. So guys need to learn to do that. if you don't want to play yourself.
Mhm.
Right? And then obviously a private investigator if you are looking for like marriage and stuff.
But even the PI said there's some stuff like
You can't.
I mean, you can't know.
Yeah. The only way to do it is by
That's what I
making her
mean.
feel
Like
comfortable.
single digit. Like there's a phrase that they have that it's like assume all women are sis, but don't obsess.
Yeah, there's a
because it's like how would you?
there's a saying I say is every girl's just except my mother and my sister. So it's like it's funny, right? But in hindsight, you have to make her feel so comfortable.
Yeah.
Because then she's gonna open up to you. I've tech girls, right, that I've talked to that just out of curiosity. They're bottle girls or they work in the industry, and they feel so comfortable around me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yo, just out of curiosity, like you have to work up to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you sleep with that guy? Yeah. No way. How many have you slept with, right? But they feel so comfortable around me, like I'm never gonna judge them,
Mm-hmm.
right? Probably like 70 or 80. No way, that's super dope. Right? But in my mind, I'm like crazy.
Yeah.
Right? But once they feel comfortable, think about it like this: if you were her gay best friend,
Yeah.
she would open up to you,
Correct. Yeah.
right? So there has to be a level of comfort to get the actual truth from these women.